What if I told you there's a weapon that holds the power to change the course of history? A weapon so mysterious, so powerful, it's been the center of galactic conflicts for centuries. It's not just any weapon, it's the Darksaber. But what is it really? How did this blade with a jet black edge come to hold such a profound legacy? Stick with me, because today we're diving into the secrets of the Darksaber, one of the most iconic artifacts in Star Wars lore. And trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Before we dive deep into this legendary weapon, if you're enjoying this video or are just excited to learn more, don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell for all things Star Wars. Your support helps us create more content for you to enjoy. The origins of the Darksaber. The Darksaber wasn't just made. It was forged, shaped by a history of blood, honor, and power. To truly understand its significance, we have to rewind to its origins. Over 10,000 years before the events we know, during a time when the Mandalorians were at the peak of their power, a Jedi named Tar Vizsla created the first Darksaber. Now, what's so special about a Jedi wielding a black-bladed lightsaber, you ask? Well, Tar Vizsla was no ordinary Jedi. He was the first Mandalorian to ever join the Jedi Order. And when he forged the Darksaber, it wasn't just a weapon. It was a symbol, a blending of two cultures, the wisdom of the Jedi and the warrior spirit of the Mandalorians. After Tar Vizsla's death, the Darksaber was kept in the Jedi Temple. But as history shows, power attracts conflict. The Mandalorians would eventually reclaim the Darksaber, and from that point on, it became not just a weapon, but a symbol of leadership. Whoever wielded it had the right to rule Mandalore. However, this wasn't a simple act of reclaiming a tool. It was about reasserting control over their fractured people. For the Mandalorians, the Darksaber became something greater than just a weapon. It was a call to arms, a banner under which the clans would unite or fall apart. The symbolism and power. The Darksaber isn't like any other lightsaber. Its blade is black, and the energy within it hums with a unique tone. Its power is in its rarity, and even more so in its symbolism. You see, the Darksaber isn't just a weapon that cuts through flesh and bone. It's a weapon that cuts through time and tradition. To wield the Darksaber is to claim Mandalore as your own. It's a symbol of leadership, but also of struggle, of conquest. Throughout history, the Darksaber has changed hands countless times. Every time it's passed on, it's come with bloodshed. The Mandalorians have fought civil wars, broken alliances, and shed their own blood just to claim or defend this blade. And let's talk about the wielder's connection to the blade. The Darksaber is said to respond to its wielder's will, and only those who truly understand its weight, its history, and its culture can master it. That's why it's not just about holding it, it's about earning it. Just ask Pre Vizsla, the leader of the Death Watch, or Sabine Wren, who found it, but struggled to understand its true power. Being a true master of the Darksaber isn't just about the physical skill of wielding it. It's also about the respect you command and the path you walk. The blade has a weight that feels heavier when used by someone unworthy, and that emotional and spiritual burden can make or break a leader. And perhaps that's the most intriguing part. This weapon demands more than just might. It demands the soul of its wielder. The Darksaber's influence in Star Wars. The Darksaber's journey didn't just shape Mandalorian history, it shaped galactic history. It played a huge role in the events of Star Wars Rebels and The Mandalorian. It's not just an artifact, it's a beacon of leadership and rebellion. In Star Wars Rebels, Sabine Wren, a former member of the Imperial forces, became the owner of the Darksaber after discovering it on Mandalore. But what makes this moment so powerful is that Sabine, at first, didn't feel worthy. She struggled with the responsibility of leading her people. But as we see in her story arc, the Darksaber isn't about the wielder's bloodline or destiny, it's about choice. Bo-Katan Kryze's story intertwines deeply with the Darksaber. She was the one who eventually earned it in the eyes of her people, but it wasn't an easy journey. Through struggle and betrayal, she became the face of Mandalore's resistance against the Empire. And let's not forget Moff Gideon. Yes, even in the hands of an Imperial officer, the Darksaber's power remains undeniable. It was his prized possession, representing his control over Mandalore. However, the passing of the Darksaber is always fraught with tension. It's a reminder that power is fragile and can easily slip through the hands of those who are not worthy. The Darksaber's influence extends beyond the Mandalorians themselves. It shapes the very fate of the galaxy, pulling everyone into its orbit, from rebels to empire, to bounty hunters and beyond. The Darksaber and the Mandalorian. Fast forward to the Mandalorian, and the Darksaber continues its legacy. It's not just a weapon of war anymore, it's the key to a new chapter for the Mandalorians. In the show, we see Din Djarin, the Mandalorian we all know and love, unexpectedly becoming the holder of the Darksaber after an intense duel with Moff Gideon. But here's the catch, Din didn't want it. He didn't feel worthy, and this struggle led to major tension among Mandalorians, because the blade chooses its leader. This moment sets the stage for an even deeper exploration of the Darksaber's significance in future Mandalorian culture. The weapon is a physical reminder that power doesn't come from just defeating an enemy. It comes from understanding the responsibility of what you hold in your hands. Din's reluctance to take the Darksaber, paired with his growth as a character, perfectly mirrors the complicated legacy of the blade. It's not just about proving strength or skill, it's about leading a people, uniting them under one banner for a common cause. The Darksaber represents hope, but also the burden of leadership. The Darksaber isn't just a weapon, it's a living, breathing symbol of Mandalorian culture, history, and destiny. Its legacy continues to unfold before us, and with each new chapter of the Star Wars universe, it will only grow in importance. But what makes the Darksaber truly powerful isn't the blade itself, it's the stories it tells. The battles fought for it, the warriors who wield it, and the people who will forever be shaped by its power. And that's it for today's deep dive into the secrets of the Darksaber. What do you think? Who do you believe is most worthy of wielding this legendary weapon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your theories. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you, always.